Spoke to Kabir Adamu, who's a security analyst based in Abuja. I began by asking him about the emergency team that's been deployed to respond to these abductions.
This emergency response team, it's not very clear what they can do, given that this is a security challenged environment. What the people need more than anything is protection.
Some of the reports that we are getting is that a majority of those abducted could be women and girls. What does this suggest about who could be behind this and the tactics given this history of abductions?
My own sources to indicate that the significant number of them are women and some young kids. It appears they were also very selective in who they chose to abduct. And because information suggests they released some persons who did not fall into this category. So it appears that the non-state actors, I referred to them earlier on, and there are two that are active in that region. This is the Jamaat al-Sunnah lil-Dawati wal-Jihad, otherwise called Boko Haram, and then the Islamic State in West Africa province. They use these categories of abductees either for work within their camps or in some instances to collect ransom to fund their operations.
Well, the Borno government, state government, had actually previously said that 95% of Boko Haram fighters were either dead or had surrendered to the authorities. How are they able to carry out such a large-scale attack if their numbers have been significantly whittled down, as had been claimed?
A lot has been done in the counter-terrorism operations that Nigeria and some development partners who are supporting Nigeria have been doing for more than a decade now. And yes, it's maybe true that a significant number of the commandants of the two major groups have been killed. And since then, we've seen what I would describe as fratricidal conflict between the two groups. They've been killing each other. At the last count, over 80,000 including operatives and their families, have surrendered to the Nigerian authorities. What we haven't seen is a structural approach to reducing the effectiveness of this group. And by that, I mean addressing their sources of funding, addressing or reducing their ability to access weapons, and then reducing their ability to recruit new members.
What sort of terrain are we talking about that would make it possible for such a large group to remain hidden for days on end and make it difficult for emergency forces like the one that's been sent out there to be able to quickly track them and locate them?
This particular location, Gamboru Ngala, is a border town that is situated between Nigeria, a part of Chad, and then a part of Niger. It's semi-arid. So, I mean, I agree with you, with good surveillance capabilities, which I believe Nigeria and, in fact, her international partners, countries like the US, the UK, and the type of satellites that exist within that region, it would have been very easy really to see the movement of this number of persons. Yes, there are some trees within the location that would maybe make that kind of visibility a bit difficult, but with the technology that is at our disposal at the moment, I think it will be very easy to see the movement of this large number of people. And this has always been the challenge that Nigeria has always put forward. Sharing intelligence of this type from her partners has always been very difficult. But that's not to excuse Nigeria. Nigeria, being a developed country, an independent one at that, should have had the capability for that type of surveillance.
What has changed from a security policing perspective since the Chibok incident?
Chibok happened in a school, and from that time till now, I know that there have been several initiatives that have led to an improvement in the security protection around schools in Nigeria. Now, it's not yet Uhuru. There is still a very, very long distance to be covered in terms of adequate security protection for schools. Now, the challenge for this IDP camps and some of the communities that have been resettled in the Northeast is the provision of security. As you very well know, security is provided in concentric cycles, and it's not just provided by the military. It's a combination of the military and then the other non-military organizations such as the police.
Kabir Adamu is a security analyst based in Abuja.